Something Else Gaming.
Welcome to the first show of the Something Else Gaming. Now, I was going to do video, however, my computer decided to go completely AWOL, destroyed my hard drives, and now I'm trying to recover everything, so I'm using hard drives and memory cards to regain it all. So you'll have to do with audio. But today I am joined for the first ever Something Else Gaming with my wife.
Hello.
So, as it's the first show, I'm going to kind of keep it into a theme with how things get started. So, if you've tuned into the tellies and movies, I spoke about what's next in tellies and movies.
Right, okay.
And if you tuned into the music one, I didn't even do that. I just interviewed It's Loomis. Oh, hang on. It's Loomis.
How did that go? Was it well?
It went well. Took a nightmare to render that one. But anyway. So, take my headphones off because for some reason I'm still wearing them. So what I wanted to get at was where gaming started and where it's come.
Okay.
Now, if you look at gaming in a whole, it was board games, yeah?
Yeah.
But we're not talking about board games. We're talking about the digital side.
I do like a good board game.
Well, can you tell me what the first... Well, we're not talking about board games, obviously, but can you tell me what the first video game was? If you had a creak there, it was the chair I'm sitting on.
Of course it was. Was it? I don't know. I can't remember the name of the thing, but it's the two lines that go up and down.
Yeah, Pong.
Pong, that's the one. I was going to call it table tennis.
No, so the first game was Pong. And that was in the 50s.
Was it the 50s? Wow.
But, I mean, I've very badly wrote out a timeline up till kind of now.
Oh, okay.
So, games initially were back then, back in the old days, were made for more academics because, like, a computer would fill this room we're sitting in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the biggest computer had, like, a megabyte memory.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember once my dad took apart a desktop computer and it had, I think it was like a 32 megabyte memory card, like a piece of RAM.
Right.
And it had about 70 odd chips on it, where now you can get a stick of 16 gig with like one chip.
Yeah, it's madness.
You know what I mean? It's remarkable. I mean, you can get micro SD cards of 500 gig or something silly like that.
It's that photo, isn't of when they went up to the moon or something, and they've put in all the books. I think it's taller than the people that have actually wrote the what's it called, the logs and stuff to write the computer programming for it.
Yeah, like if you see some of the manuals, it's
and it equates to like 2 gig or something, not even a gig.
It's crazy. But I've drew out a timeline here from the 50s up until now. So most games didn't really push like the power, the performance of the PCs or of the computers. So Pong, everyone must have seen it now.
Yeah.
It's literally the stick on either side and you hit the ball to each other.
Yeah.
But the first game to really push computers to their limits, that wasn't academic, was Space Wars. And that came out in 1962.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And the thing with that one, it was, I can't remember what the game is. It's Meteoroid or something like that, where you'd like a little triangle and you've got to shoot the rocks around you.
Yeah.
Very similar to that.
Yeah.
But it was one of the first games to really push the boundaries and not be educational, but to be fun.
Just for a game for a game rather than a game to learn something.
Yeah, a game for enjoyment.
Yeah.
Essentially, because who likes learning? So the first game was Pong in the 50s. Then 62 came and Space Wars took over.
Nice.
Then in 1971, Bushnell entered the gaming market, along with Dabney. Now, if you're a gamer, you know who I'm talking about.
I have completely got lost. What are these names?
So they created some of like the biggest games
to
start the gaming.
Are these the creators of the games?
Yeah, these are the people that revolutionised it.
Right, I see what you mean.
So Bushnell is famous.
Right.
So they had I've really butchered my writing here. They had Computer Space, which is a space-based game.
Okay.
Space-based. But in 72 there was Magnavox Odyssey, which was the first home console.
Oh, okay.
So it went from having a big ass bloody computer in your house having a console.
Oh, cool. What year was that, sorry?
72.
72.
So in, say, 22 years, we've gone from beep, Bob. By the way, I'm motioning Pong on a screen that was probably no bigger than my hand,
Beep.
on a computer that was bigger than the house. And then in 72, same year that the Magnavox, Odyssey was first introduced.
Yeah.
Atari entered the scene.
Ooh.
And, this is the first controversy now.
Oh,
Because
we like a bit of controversy.
community loves their controversy. Mortal Kombat, you know, that sort of thing. But we'll get to that one in a minute. We're a good 20 years off. But the first controversy was Death Race. It upset a lot of people because it was about killing zombies. So in 1972, which I'm pretty sure was the year my favourite zombie movie came out.
Oh, God, which one's
Dawn
that?
of the Dead in the Mall.
Oh, my God,
And the
that
dude
film.
karate chops a zombie. It's amazing.
That film, it goes on forever.
That's a different podcast,
Yeah,
but that's
okay,
one of the
sorry.
greatest films in the world. So in 76, Death Race upset many people because it was all about killing zombies. So we've got our first taste of death and violence. In 77, the Atari 2600 came out.
Ooh.
In 78, the world was turned upside down with Space Invaders.
Oh, wow, Space Invaders, yeah.
That's how old it is.
Wow.
Then in 1979, a very popular brand appeared. Activision.
My
And
God, Activision?
Yeah, Activision did loads. Like, I remember I had one. It was just like a point and click at the TV with a gun or something like that. But in the year 80, not 1980, in the year 80,
We've come back that far.
this is where it all changed. In the year 1980, Pac-Man came to the video gaming community. I don't know why I'm echoing my own echo. Why have I still got this on? Anyway, sorry. Pac-Man was born.
Pac-Man.
The other one, which came a year later, I want you to guess.
Oh, God.
So in 1981, another giant appeared in the gaming industry.
Is Tetris one? No? Is that too far? No,
I'm going to give you a reply to that because you're wrong.
Oh,
I'm gonna sip some water
I
because of that.
don't know. Oh my gosh. I've been put on the spot and I don't know.
He wears red.
Mario.
No, Donkey Kong.
Did he come before Mario?
That's gross.
You're so rude. That took me a minute.
It didn't for him. Ba-dum-ts. Penis jokes. But yes, Donkey Kong arrived.
Wow.
Then it took 3 years for another giant to appear, and you've just mentioned it.
Is it Mario?
No, it's Tetris.
Oh!
To this day, it's still the best-selling game. It's sold.
I like a bit of Tetris.
I thought you were going to say Tekken then. I was like, that's a game and a half. But yeah, Tetris came, and then I'm going to test you again now.
Oh, no. Oh,
I mean, didn't even know Bushnells or Dabney, so, you know, you suck. In 1985...
Heavy breathing.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to even register on the mic.
Just long silence.
I forgot what the year was. In 1985, something big happened.
Oh, no.
Something so...
Game Boy.
Let me finish.
Oh.
Something so big, it changed everything.
Was it Game Boy?
No.
Oh.
You're on the right brand.
Nintendo!
The Nintendo Entertainment System was here.
Hey! I feel like such an older person has to go, Game
Nintendo's-
Boy! Everything Game Boy!
Everything... Game Boy rules. I keep echoing my own echo. Why do I do that?
It's when like you talk to your nans and you like, and they go, "Oh, have you been playing on that Game Boy again?"
Yeah.
No, Nan, it's a PlayStation. No,
Then
no,
my
it's
nan
Xbox.
would just take it off me.
Well, yeah.
But the thing is, I've lost it. I had a point to make there.
Nintendo's
Oh yeah,
awesome.
Nintendo's been going longer than people think.
Mm.
Like they initially were making playing cards.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, like back in like the 1800s or something silly like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they've been going for years. Like they were the first ones to make like
Did they go into more board games then first?
yeah, so that obviously they didn't have bloody tech back then. I've made this.
Come
I don't know
from the
why I've gone
future.
into some weird German voice. I've made this game for you. No, that's Dracula from Sesame Street. Ha ha ha. No, it's I failed. I love this effect. I can't hear it because obviously I have to listen through.
And I can't hear it also.
No, I've got headphones, I still can't hear it. But yeah, so Nintendo's been going for bloody ages. That's why they're giants. But then in 1988, so 3 years later, a gaming franchise happened. Now, I'm not big on this. I'm pretty sure it's a dude that started it. It's American football, essentially. Madden. So it's the NFL, I want to say. I think Madden was a... Excuse me, American listeners. I don't do American football because it's called American football and they run with the ball in their hands.
To give them credit, they kick it once, I think.
Yeah, but they wear shoulder pads.
They do. It's just terrible.
You know what they look like when a kid's going to school for the first time,
and they got the big
and the
coats
parents load them up with everything that's too big, and they've got these tiny little feet. Run to the assembly room.
I can't wait for Ted's first day. That's so going to be Ted.
But yeah, I'm not mocking like NFL or anything. It's a very interesting sport to watch. Is all I'll say.
I think
rugby's better.
Yeah, rugby's better. I think I may have watched one American football.
The only time I really watched it was the Super Bowl, and that was only because the Who were doing like the halftime show.
Switched off after then.
No, I mean I did watch it. It's entertaining to watch, but I just don't get it.
No.
But this franchise started,
right? Okay.
And if you're a sports fanatic, especially in America and other places that like Madden, it's a big thing. I'm really hoping Madden is NFL because I've got it completely wrong if not. But something that interests me, and something that started one of your favourite game franchises, happened in 1989. SimCity.
SimCity.
But hang on, let me just check my notes. I'm going to try and do some ASMR. Okay. 3 things happened in the following year of 1989.
Okay. 1989.
Oh, sorry. 2 more things happened in 1989 with SimCity. You've already said one of them.
Mario.
No.
Oh, what else did I say?
The Game Boy was made.
Oh, man.
And Sonic the Hedgehog came.
Hey, Sonic.
How cool's that?
I'm not very good at this guessing
No, you're
game.
terrible. But the year you was born...
Yep. Show my age.
I burped.
Can anyone guess my age? Oh.
There was a war. Not a real war. Well, there probably was.
There was a real war.
But a video game console war. In 1991. What was it? Between 2 giants. I'll give you a clue.
Hang on. Have I said it?
You haven't said the one giant, but I've just said a character, their mascot even. So
mascot?
Sonic is the mascot of which gaming industry?
Sega.
Okay.
Sega and PlayStation.
What?
No? PlayStation not turned up yet. He's looking at me with disgust here.
I might just stop this one now.
Oh no.
The Super Nintendo.
Ah, I knew
versus
that.
the Sega Genesis.
Oh,
Even though I'm pretty sure it's got another name, but I'm just going to write what I've got here. Read what I've got here, sorry. So yeah, there was a war. This is when Nintendo versus Sega. But then another giant took over later on, which you've just said. But anyway, 2 years later in 93. More controversy.
Oh.
More controversy. More controversy.
Enjoying yourself over there.
Yes. Doom came to the gaming world and took it by storm. And another game came along and just really was genius. I give you a clue. It starts with mortal and ends in combat.
Is it Combat Mortal?
Wow. Changed the gaming community altogether now.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, in 93, Doom came and Mortal Kombat came, and wow, they got a lot of backlash. Get this, if you ever play the original Mortal Kombat on Nintendo, it's crap.
Is it?
Because they coded out the blood. And most of the fatalities.
So what, you just beat people up and that's it?
Yeah, it's basically just a generic fighting game.
Okay.
But this one threw me, the next one in 94. Now, I'm not a fan, but I've never played this particular game.
Okay.
Or the world of this game. In 94, Warcraft appeared.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I never knew that.
It's been going quite a while then.
Yeah, I
don't
thought
think
it was like a 2000-ish game, not a like early mid-90s.
Is that more? I was going to say it's like Dungeons and Dragons, but it's not. It's nothing like that, is it?
No. But yeah, in '94, Warcraft was made. Now, 1995. I'm gonna have to put echo on this. Sorry, guys. The war that changed everything. The war that settled the giants. The war that was inevitable. In 1995, Sega went against the giant, a newcomer to the gaming world. Who was it?
Did I say it before?
Yes.
PlayStation!
Yes.
Yay!
So in 95, Sega went head to head with PlayStation. Now,
Well,
you've never had a Sega Saturn, have you?
no.
I have.
I think
Now.
I may have played on one once.
To start off with, both consoles, I mean, I'm not going to get into details with this because this is just how gaming's evolved. This is what this podcast's about. But Sega, now the Sega Saturn, I loved it because you could play CDs on it, and I think the memory, because the PlayStation has a memory card, didn't it?
Yes.
But I remember, just like in a computer, you've got like a little watch battery which controls all the BIOS and everything, like the time and date.
Mm-hmm.
And it also kind of controlled the onboard memory. So if your
Right.
battery died, you're fucked. But you could get a memory card for it, which looked like a freaking cartridge for a game.
Okay.
And you plugged it in the back, but that's not the point. But most of the time, all the controller pads or joypads always look the same, yeah? PlayStation came along, changed it.
Yeah.
The Sega Saturn pad was so difficult to use because you didn't have analog sticks, and I think you only had like one shoulder button each side.
I'm really trying to picture it, and I can't remember.
But when you see it, you'll be like, oh, that's why I've never known it, because it's not pretty to look at.
If I had my phone, I would Google it, but I don't have my phone.
But Sega butchered their marketing. They released it too soon.
Mhm.
That's why it didn't sell very well, and evidently was just terrible.
Yeah.
But I really love the Saturn, but the PlayStation was just ahead.
Yeah.
They had 3D rendering. It wasn't so much like a 2.5D game where it's 3D aspects, but you're side-scrolling. They had full-on 3D.
Right.
Sega did as well, but you could see the difference.
Right.
Especially because they were using very good software. But yeah, they went to war and lost.
Oh dear.
So I had to make sure the echo was off then.
Imagine.
1 year later, and this really threw me, Nintendo entered possibly one of the greatest consoles ever.
Game Boy? No.
We've
No.
already said Game Boy.
Hang on.
Sweet Jesus.
What came after the Game Boy? The.
She's actually having to think.
I am. Is it another handheld one, or is it the Wii? It's not the Wii, is it?
In 96? Well, to be fair, you had the Virtual Boy, but that was a flop.
It's got to be the DS's then.
No.
No.
They came out in 2003.
Yeah,
No,
jumping
2006
What
or
was
something,
it
actually.
between the Game Boy?
In 64. Is it the way? No. It was the double screen. The one with the stylus that goes missing. Was it the 3DS and the Switch? We're in the mid-90s.
I didn't think the Nintendo 64 was that young. I thought it was older.
Me too. That's what baffled me.
I'm so confused. I thought that's what.
What, did you forget what decade we're in? Are we in 2006?
I thought that's what. I was trying to think what came between the DS and the bloody Game Boy. I was like, oh no.
Well, there would have been a Game Boy Color, but that came out in 98.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, yes.
What year are we on?
Well, we're in
97.
96.
96.
97? What? I'm really going to throw it out. In
I need to go to bed.
1999,
Oh god.
so in 1999, Sega had their last shot
Oh, what did they do?
at redemption. You could say it was a dream.
Dreamcast.
Yay! If I
Yay!
didn't give her that clue, she would have fucked it.
I
But
would
yeah,
say
so it was
GameCube.
their last kind of war, their last throw of a
Right.
punch.
They're
And
not around anymore.
they're around, but they don't make consoles. Like, you'll still see them in like arcades and stuff, and they do a lot of development for games, but there's no actual. They haven't released a console in ages.
Right.
So they do stuff like Sonic again. But the Dreamcast, I never owned one, but I played one, and I think their controller pad was probably one of the best. Because
I can't remember what it looks like.
It looks like the Millennium Falcon in a way. But what I liked was
Oh, is that the one with the thing in the middle?
yeah, the little kind
How does that work?
So the thing in the middle.
You got it's got like 3 things.
That's the N64.
Oh.
So the thing, what I thought you was on about, the thing in the middle, right, was the memory card.
Oh, right.
Because it had a screen on it.
Right.
And basically, if you was playing something like Resident Evil,
Yeah.
you know how if you have to click stars when it shows you your health and your inventory.
Yeah.
It would show you on this memory card. It was only like an
Okay.
LCD screen, like a green and black screen.
Yeah.
But it showed you like your inventory and everything.
Oh, that's cool.
But it was also your save data, so you could travel it around. And I thought that was really cool, but they were just too late to the party.
Yeah.
Because by what was it? By 99,
Mhm.
PlayStation was winning.
Yeah.
Because then, in 2000, Sony did something unbelievable.
What did I do?
They created the best-selling console, I think of all time. It's 2000, by the way. The year 2000.
PlayStation.
For anyone that didn't hear that, she said PlayStation 2.
I'm looking for.
Yes, it's PlayStation 2.
Yeah. I was thinking, oh god, it's the one between the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2.
I get this. I remember
I'm terrible at this.
in the year 2000, my dad was building PCs, right?
Yeah.
And he built it was called a book PC
Right.
because it was really bloody small. It was not the size of a book,
Oh, right.
but it was small. It was
Yeah.
like,
I think I remember them about.
yeah. But he was that awesome because he used to work in a factory. He built a trolley for it,
Oh, wow.
so I could wheel it in and out the room.
Yeah.
By that I mean it stayed in his room.
Yeah, of course.
I was never allowed to keep it, but he got GTA 3 on it.
Oh, cool.
Right. Now, my first experience of playing a PlayStation 2 was at my brother-in-law's and, well, Karen and Wayne's.
Yeah.
And I had GTA 3 before Wayne, like months before it came out, thanks to eBay. And it was amazing graphically, like the first 3D game in the series. And Wayne was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I remember when he got it, and I was like, oh, it's a console, it's going to be crap. PC Master Race. Oh, sorry, hang on. PC Master Race. But I remember looking at it and thinking the load time was shocking.
Yeah.
But graphically, I was like, whoa. And because you started to use your analog sticks correctly,
Yeah.
like one to move, one to look around,
Yeah.
blew my mind. I know the N64 had it, which came out in 96. But yeah. But then, oh my goshy doodle kneecap shakiness.
Oh.
In 2001, Microsoft entered the
I was
room.
just about to say, when did
Xbox arrived. But you know why the Xbox was better?
No, it just wasn't. But I really thought Xbox came when PlayStation 1 turned
No.
up. Wow.
Do you know why the Xbox is better? Like,
It's not.
generally, the original is better. Can I tell you why?
No. Yes, God.
I'm going to anyway. My podcast, not yours. What do you call it? The hardware of it is better because it uses something called DirectX, which is what PCs use to run graphics and all that shit, in a very layman term. But because it was basically a computer, it wasn't a console. It was a PC in a console, so it was capable of running some seriously high games.
Yeah.
That's why the war between Microsoft and Sony rages on now.
Yeah.
Because they are, like, they're, at one point, when it was the Xbox and Xbox 360, like, you couldn't touch them for graphics.
Right.
Like, I remember playing Halo for the first time thinking, whoa. But then, it's one of them. They were using what they know. But for them to make such a significant impact, I've still got the original one. It weighs a bastard ton.
Where is it?
It's in the garage.
Oh, is it in the garage?
And no, their controller pads. I've got like really big hands.
Yeah.
And the original Duke.
That's what they're called, the Duke.
Yeah. Have you never seen the original Duke? I've got the slim
maybe.
controller. I think it's called the S controller.
Yeah.
The original's fucking big, but yeah. Xbox. Oh, and then in 2005, Xbox 360.
Oh.
360. In 2006, that's when the Nintendo Wii, which for me is still, I would say, one of the best consoles.
I love the Wii.
You know, that was like VR in a sense. And the PS3 came out.
They come out the same year?
Yeah, and that's when the war between Sony and Microsoft started, because Nintendo's never going to win that war.
No.
But their audience is different.
Yeah, I'd say
they weren't there to make graphically enhanced games. They were there to make family games. They've always been the same.
Yeah.
That's why their app stores are shit, especially on like the DS.
Yeah.
Like the Switch store's different ball game. But yeah. In 2008, in 2008, the Apple App Store came out for mobile gaming.
Mhm.
And I have wrote 3DS, and I think it came out in the same year.
Okay.
So wait, you had the DSs and then the 3DS, sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of skipping this part. In 2013, Xbox One came out, and in 2013 again, PS4 came out.
Yep.
In 2013, Tetris was the best-selling, 100 million.
Oh my God.
I think earlier I said like 9 million. I was wrong, massively. 100 million sold. In 2014, VR Oculus came out. I've never used that, but I have tried VR. Love it. Really want to try the Resident Evil 4 VR. That looks mental. In 2016, which I can't believe was 5 years ago, Pokemon Go came out.
Oh my God, Pokemon Go.
In 2017, the Switch and the PS5 came out. And obviously now we've got Xbox Series X and all that.
Yeah, there's the PS5.
Sorry, I'm reading it wrong. I've put an arrow. So basically, in 2017, Switch came out, and now we've got the PS5, the Xbox Series X. It's because a lot of them don't come up till like the charts with like what's the evolution.
Right.
So I've just wrote an arrow. But basically, yeah. My question is to you: when you look at the advancements of what's gone on, I mean, we have been talking almost 30 minutes now.
Yeah.
But if you was to look at the advancements of what's happened, we've had literally just black and white, two sticks going bing bong.
Yeah.
Then we've gone all the way to, 3D, like, extreme games like Resident Evil, GTA. We've had online gameplay. We've had the Virtual Boy, which is a Nintendo thing, which was supposed to be VR, but it was awful.
Right.
Then you've gone to the Switch and the Wii and everything, the Wii U even.
Yeah.
And now we've actually got VR. Very, very many variations of it. But what's next? Like, what do you think is the next step in gaming?
I reckon it'll be, you know how like I don't know if they still do it, but the PlayStations and stuff had the little cameras on you, so they could track your body. And
you can still get them.
Yeah, I reckon it will turn more into that, but with VR going through it.
Well, the thing is, it's like the cameras are good.
Yeah.
But it's very old technology because it can only go by what it sees. Where VR, you put that hat on, the headset on, and you've got your sticks. You are in that game.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about you have the sticks.
Years ago, I saw this. I'm probably going back like 10 years, but I saw it on the Gadget Show. If anyone from England doesn't know what that is, it's brilliant.
I like it.
But they had a VR, and I think it was in like the beta stages or beta stages.
Yeah.
And basically, you put this headset on, but you was on a platform of sorts.
Oh,
but it was on like rollers.
Yeah, so you run and stuff.
Yeah, so you was literally moving in it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's mental.
Yeah.
And I would say that's a lot safer because you see the videos on like YouTube and Facebook where someone's in VR and like they fall over or they run too far and crash or something.
Yeah.
I mean, but I really like VR. The one thing throughout the gaming thing I didn't really touch on was the 3DS. I just literally said it. But I love 3D.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I love it more, I'd say, than VR.
Yeah.
Like, I've got the new 3DS, which isn't exactly new anymore. But it was the way they worked it was fantastic because it wasn't 3D in the sense it jumped out at you, but they gave depth to the game.
Yeah.
And I love that. And it's one of the... I find it's more enticing to play. Yeah.
I think with the 3D stuff, it's great, but you would have to literally have like the 3DSs and like a handheld thing.
Yeah.
Because the TVs, I mean, you can get 3D TVs.
Well, we've had one.
Yeah, but everybody you'd have to get the TV to match your PlayStations and whatever.
Well, the thing is, like, my PC, it's not by any means a fantastic one, but the graphics card in it has 3D functions in it.
Right.
So all I'd have to do when we had the old 3D TV was plug it in.
Yeah.
The difference is we had an active 3D TV, which means the glasses needed batteries.
Yeah.
So it was slightly better in a way. So you got a better 3D depth to it.
Yeah.
So it did feel like it was coming out at you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, like I said, I've played 3D through computer and TV, and I played it on the DS. And it is amazing because it's like it's coming at you.
Yeah.
But then it is very disorientating. Like the original 3DS, you had to have it locked in front of you.
Yeah.
But the new one, you can move it around, which I thought was great technology.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's essentially just mirrors. You know what I mean? Different screens.
Yeah, my point was being that it's going to get to the point where people... I mean, the consoles are so expensive nowadays.
They're very expensive, but it's...
I
what
know,
else can they do with them?
Oh, yeah, it's like the 3D side of things. Like, you'd have to get the screens to go with it, obviously. But, you know, so you've just spent 500...
But 3D didn't kick off. It did not hit off the way they thought it would.
No, but if in the future, if it did...
But it's old technology.
Yeah,
the new technology is VR, and I think I know what's going to happen. Oh, I forgot what it's called now. What's Elon Musk's? Is it the hyperlink or something?
Oh, those chip.
When you put a chip in your head.
Yeah.
I reckon it'll be that. So you don't put an Oculus headset or the Samsung Gear thing, whatever it is, or
just
what it is.
Load it into your brain.
You literally just plug in, and then you are in the game. If you've ever played Fallout, because this is my gaming channel. If you've ever played Fallout 4, no, Fallout 3, sorry, there's a vault where the residents of the vault basically get plugged into a simulator.
Oh, okay.
But the guy, the overseer, I think it is a bit of a mean bastard, and he keeps them in there and just messes with them.
Right.
But essentially, you're in VR.
Would it be something like, almost like the Westworld?
You know, that I would say it would go VR when you plug in, and then it would go into, what was the show? Westworld.
Yeah.
It literally escaped my brain as you said it. It would go into that after, because that's more...
To be fair, I've never really
so
watched
Westworld, it's like you go to like an attraction park, and you can live in a time zone, so you can live in the West or whatever, or different scenarios, and you act them out. Yeah. Which essentially is an RPG, role-playing game. Yeah. But I think in order to do, I mean, you technically have them. Yeah.
Or like the Avatar film where you have to go and plug yourself in.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying. It's going to get to a point where you plug in and you are that. Yeah, yeah. So your avatar is your projection into the game. And I think that's what it's going to be. You're just going to literally get a USB lead, donk it in, or just a receiver to transmit in a receiver. Yeah. I think that's what's going to happen.
No, I think you're right, to be fair.
Purely on the basis of what is next. Like I said, graphically, you can enhance it to its real. But then why have it real when you can be real?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it will be a case of being in VR, but like an avatar plug-in type thing. But yeah, it's going to be it'll be a mad jump to go to something like that. And plus, everyone's going to be like, you're going to be reading my mind and stuff like that.
Well, if you look at the time frame from 1950 till 2021, we've gone from 2 sticks to games where it's horrifically real.
Yeah, I mean, the graphics
in VR.
Yeah, it's the graphics are tremendous.
Crazy.
They're tremendous, absolutely tremendous.
I mean, if you look at like one of my favourite games to, I've not played it in VR. I'd love to, but I know I'd be scared shitless. Is Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, that would be
look
good.
at the people playing that in VR. It is horrifying.
I'd put it on and then put myself and take them back off again.
It's going to be weird, to be honest. Like it's. I did this with the tellies and movies, What's Next? Yeah. And I did briefly mention that I think it's going to be a case of where you decide what happens. You are in control of the end of the movie or the series. So they'll have...
that'd be interesting.
So for instance, say if you're watching it on YouTube and like it comes up towards the end and it'll be like, what happens next? Then it'll give you 3 scenarios, say, and you have to choose a scenario, whatever scenario wins. I mean, they've already acted it out. It's pre-recorded.
Oh, right, yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
But that's what I think... What is next with gaming? Like graphically, there's only so far you can go. You can only do so much with a controller pad. Yeah. Visuals as well, not in the sense of graphics, but there's only so much you can sit there and do. Yeah. You know, I think sound's already done its maximum stuff. Yeah. So what is next? And I think it's how you play it, which is VR, but in the sense of you don't sit there with a massive bloody piece of plastic on your face, but you sit there plugged in.
That'd be weird to watch because you'd just be like
Kind of like Inception, sorry, you know how like they have to plug themselves in with the sleep thing?
Yeah.
That it's going to be that.
It'd be just a lot of like people sitting on sofas just staring they're like staring into the abyss like
And I think that's the scary part because like I love the film and now I'm going to annoy people, but I'm going to pronounce it how it's spelt. Wally. Not Wally.
Who calls it Wally?
Everyone, believe it or not. It's Wally. He literally goes Wall-E.
Wally. Yeah, it's Wally.
You know what's really annoying?
Who says Wally?
You know a Beauty and the Beast? Her name's Belle. You don't say Belly. All right, Belly. All right, Beast. You know what I mean?
Belly.
Bonjour, good day. Hello, Belly. Oh, sorry, it's showing again. Had a pie. You know what I mean? You don't say it. You don't say it's Wally.
It's Wally.
But my thing is, it's that was a very political film in a really, really sneaky way. If you're a child, you don't see it, but if you're an adult, you see it, and it shows you how the human race got lazy, and that's what I think gaming will do.
Yeah, definitely.
It will take it from being skill, like because there's loads of studies on games that say it helps boost decision making, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And there's always that thing like, gaming promotes violence. If you look at the crimes and stuff, it's a very small number.
Yeah.
And it's generally people that aren't mentally stable or they need help.
Yeah.
But I do think the next step in gaming is VR, but on a whole new level.
Yeah, definitely.
Where you are sitting down, plugged in, you're not even moving, you're just thinking.
It's
a horrible thought, but it's... Or, you know, like in... Is it X-Men in the hologram room? Just like in Star Trek, I think. So in X-Men, they have a room where they train.
Right.
I think it's called the hologram. I can't remember, like battle room or something. Or the projection room, and they have it in Star Trek too. But essentially, it's VR.
Yeah.
And you program it, and they've got all these like sensors on the wall.
Yeah.
And whatever they program in happens in that room. So
Right.
It feels real, and I think that's what it will be. Where instead of wearing the headset for the VR is the room.
Yeah, yeah.
You walk in that room. Yeah. Very Westworldy, where you go to the projection.
That'd be an interesting concept, because...
So then you're actually moving.
Yeah, I think that would be quite a cool thing to go and do, because, like, I mean, you could make a fortune off... The gaming industry would make a fortune, because you obviously have to go and pay to get into these rooms.
But then it's like, I mean, we're way, way, way away from that.
Oh, God, yeah.
But it's like if you was to do a Westworld thing, which you kind of do, like if I mean, anyone who's British or has ever visited Britain knows what the Black Country is.
I love that place.
Or Blissett Hill.
Yeah.
You get people acting,
yeah,
and they drag you in and they act, and that's kind of VR.
Yeah.
Not VR, that's kind of like RPGs. Role-playing games,
role-playing.
You know, simulations.
Yeah, I mean, like they do it now with like the horror mazes and stuff like that, and even paintballing. They've got like the zombies chasing you and stuff.
Exactly, and I think they're slowly getting into what we've what we've just said.
Yeah,
but I think it's a case of if you really look at, because that is very much just like an experience, isn't it? That's what they class it as, an experience.
It's called, yeah.
But for the gaming thing, I do think you're going to be plugged in.
Oh, God.
Not in the sense of a headset, but you will be plugged into your brain. So it's directly into your nerves, man.
Yeah, that would be a scary thought.
Matrix. It's going to be the Matrix. Not in the sense of we wake up and we're in an egg being eaten by monsters. A robot, sorry. But we're going to be sitting there with like a dildo in the back of your neck going, I know Kung Fu. You know what I mean? We're going to be doing that sort of stuff.
No, I don't want to be around for that, I don't think. I don't want to see that. That would just be scary. I'd just be like...
I think that's what it's going to go to.
Because imagine us coming home and like Ted's, it's going to be Ted's era.
Maybe it won't be his, it'll be like 2 generations after him.
Yeah, but imagine coming home from work or whatever, and then Ted's sitting on the sofa just plugged in, and you're like... Yeah,
but...
You're going to talk to him?
Isn't that just like when our mum and dads would come home and we're stuck playing a PlayStation?
True.
It's the same thing in a different generation.
Yeah.
To us, that would be weird. Like, it would be like my granddad going home to my dad playing with his train set.
Yeah. No, it is weird.
It's the progression. But I think for us, it's weird because it's like, you know, we watch loads of things like Matrix, I just mentioned that. And we think, imagine being plugged in. Yeah. But then imagine my dad thinking, imagine just sitting there staring at a screen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's weird.
It always makes me laugh because when I was growing up, it was like no phones in the living room and whatever. And then I go over to my mum and stepdad now, and it's like they're sitting on their glued to their phones. I'm like, no phones in the living room, please.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing.
Yeah,
But I think I do think that's what's going to happen with gaming. It will be a case of you plug in.
it will be. Yeah, I don't like that concept, but it will be something along those lines.
But I think it'll be a case of where I'm going to go back to Fallout. In Fallout 4, where you can go, I can't remember the woman's name, but you go to this place and you plug in and it's just to escape reality.
Yeah.
And that's what it'll be.
Yeah. I think you're right.
I remember ages ago I was writing a story called, I won't say the title yet, but I'm going to use it to end this one. You're going to be plugged in because you are dreaming reality. It's not real, but it is in your head.
Ooh.
I just said that. I really hope you don't hear the click of that button because it's bloody loud.
Ding, ding.
But yeah, we'll round off this show because it's approaching. Well, it is over the 40-minute mark.
Wow.
So let me know what you think, everyone listening. What do you think's next for gaming? Do you think it's hit its peak? Do you think it's going nowhere? Or do you think there's more? Let me know. But thank you very much for listening. I have been Ben and you have been...
I've been Sam.
And we will see you on the next one. Bye.
Yeah.